Today we are going to work about the Unit 55. It is going to be a very interesting one. It's Unit 55, Antiques and Auctions. And we are going to check the grammar topics and vocabulary. So here we have today's quote. So could anybody help me reading, please?
Me.
Who, Astrid?
Betsaida.
Betsaida, all right, thank you.
Remember that the most valuable antiques are dear old friends.
Beautiful. What do you think? Do you all think about this beautiful quote? Maria del Carmen, what do you think about this?
I think like humans, like the friendly is important, and the friendly for all the time, no? Primary school, secondary school, university, the friendly is always important, always long.
Yes, that's it. You're right. Friendship is all the time available. All right. Thank you very much, Maria del Carmen. Anybody else? What do you think about? Hello.
Hello.
Maybe Maria Guadalupe is having some problems with her microphone. Okay, Dante. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent. Dante, what do you think about this beautiful quote?
I agree. You know, the people we take care, the people we love, our family and friends. About family, you can do nothing about it. But friends, you can choose them. And that's very important. That's so valuable. That's what I think.
Thank you very much, Dante. Yes, that's it. Great. Okay, so anybody else who would like to say anything about this quote?
Me.
Please, Jessie.
A long-term friendship is witness loyalty, and that's very important in life.
That's it. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so would anybody like to participate in this quote?
Me.
All right, please, Jessie.
When I read about the antiques, I think that the friends are like antiques because it's important keep in touch with them all our life.
That's it. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so if anybody else wants to participate, it's okay. If you don't want to do it, we can continue.
Me, Maki.
Yes, please, Joel.
I think the most valuable things that you can keep during your life is definitely your friends. You could buy anything, articles, but the unvaluable things are the friends, always the friends.
Yes, you're right. Friends are something that we definitely can't buy. So that's enormously true. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go to today's class topics. Could anybody help me reading, please?
Me.
Okay, Jessie?
Class 10, topics, grammar and writing. El condicional con unless, la comparación de los tiempos condicionales, first, second, and third, exclamación, really, goodness, etc. Listening and speaking. Hacer una selección de acuerdo con una necesidad específica. Choose from several options of food, beverage, desserts, movies, kinds of music, leisure activities, museum, sharing pets, transportation, places. To have fun with kids.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Those are the topics that we are going to talk today about, and they are very important. Okay, so look at this. Here we have a video as an icebreaker. I consider very important that we start preparing our listening exam because, well, in my personal case, listening is very difficult. Well, for me. So I guess that it is necessary that we work with it. So I am going to let myself conduct you to another page. Here we are. If you can't listen or if you can't see, please let me know. Okay, here we go. Can you see the screen?
Yes, but it's blurry.
Yeah.
Let me.
Well, it's been in my family for over 80 years. It was purchased somewhere around 1930 by my great-grandparents.
In Mexico or in the United States?
I believe it was purchased in Mexico.
Okay.
And the painting for some time was in bad condition. It was hanging behind a door.
Behind a door?
Behind a door in the house. If that door was open, then you couldn't see the painting.
Well, there are two extraordinarily intriguing words in an artist's catalog of paintings, and those are whereabouts unknown.
Right.
My understanding of the painting's history is that it was painted in 1904 by Diego Rivera. And at that point, Diego Rivera, who is arguably one of the most important Latin American 20th century artists, was only, I think, 3 or 4 paintings by the artist that are known from that early time. It's a wonderful period, early 20th century painting, but it also gives hints of his mural style, his technique, and even more so, in a way, his subject matter, which were the workers of Mexico.
Right.
A really terrific image. The painting is oil on canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It's signed and dated lower right, Diego Rivera, 1904. And what's interesting about the signature is it's a very young man's signature. It's one of his school signatures rather than the more formal.
Okay. You know what? I have received some messages that it doesn't sound very clear. So what we are going to do is that I will send you the link for watching the video, okay? You can watch it at home and do some exercises. You know what? It is very necessary that we get used to listen because
Mature signature that we'll see later.
Oh, really?
The research that we found in the authentication process of it is that it had been missing.
Okay.
In the records in Mexico City, it was unknown. Where's the painting? Where is El Abanil, which is the...
Okay, so yes, as I told you before, listening is very complicated when we don't practice. So for me, it is really important that you keep on taking some of our suggestions for practicing about listening. Okay, so please do it. I am going to send you the links for the listening activities that you can work at home. Okay. Well, they are talking basically in the video about some antiques that we had at home, maybe behind the door, something that is really valuable, but we didn't know, and we have it into a closet, or maybe in a place where nobody can see it. So the question is, what would you do if something like this happened to you? That you discovered that you have a very valuable painting and you had it maybe in the attic. Okay, so what about Arisbeth? Let's think that you have a painting or a sculpture or any object that it's really valuable and you didn't know it.
Okay, Maggie. Well, first, if I have something that is very valuable, how can I know how much it costs? Well, maybe somebody else can tell me about the painting, or, well, I don't know. Maybe if this painter is something, it's a present, or it's something value for, how can I say? It's value, but not for money. Is it value for, how can I say? Value for, because it is
Sentimental, maybe?
okay, thank you. Sentimental thing. Maybe I can't sell it, although it is very value. I think so.
That's it. You know what? You made me remember something that happened to me a short time ago. I had a friend who was a photographer, and that photographer died. Unfortunately, he died. He was an elderly person. And when he died, his wife told me that as we were friends since I was a little girl, I was 14 years old when I met him, and I introduced him to all my family. We were very close. And so his wife told me that he wanted me to have a sofa and a chair that he had in his studio. And so I said, oh, thank you very much. And I took the sofa, I took the chair, and I put them in my living room, of course. I said, oh, they are nice. They are so beautiful. But it happens that my son-in-law is a painter. He's an artist. And his teacher is a very well-known painter. Well, artist, not a painter. He's an artist. And guess what? When he saw the sofa and the chair, because he invited, my grandson invited his teacher to come home to have dinner. And when he saw the sofa and the chair, he said, ooh, what a valuable piece of art. And I said, where is it? And he said, that sofa is an antique because it must have at least 300 years. And it is covered in a painting made by gold. And I said, oh, my goodness. He told me that that chair and that sofa, at least its value, it's kind of like 1 million pesos. And so I was so surprised.
Wow.
Yes. At that moment, I never let my cat near that sofa. I said, hey, shoot, go.
You were impressed.
Yeah, I never sit down on there anymore. So it is a piece of art, and I was sitting down on it. My goodness.
And do you conserve those now?
Yes, you know what? I asked him for advice, and I told him, if I buy it, how much would I win for this sale? And he told me, don't buy it because it is its value, it's increasing by the time. So don't buy it. Don't sell it. I mean, don't sell it. And I said, hi, look at this. Of course, I have to take care of it. because every year it passed, it is more valuable. But I needed to take a certification of its
authenticity.
For authenticity. So I am looking for an expert and an institute for having that document. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, more or less it happens with the coins, for example. When we have coins and maybe we don't know how is the value, the real value.
And what would you do if those coins value, I don't know, kind of 100,000 pesos each one?
I think I will sell it. I will sell it, of course.
You would sell it, yes, or maybe you would keep them for an emergency.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Liz told me if I had a historical piece of art or something, I would donate it to a museum. Hey, you know what? It's a very good idea.
Okay.
All right. So, anybody else's opinion? Would it something like this happen to you?
In my case, depends, because if the antique is how to say heredada? Inherited. Maybe I keep it, but if I bought it some time ago and I discovered it's very, very valuable, maybe I will sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the money.
Yes, that's it. Who knows? Maybe you could do a very nice trip with that money, or you could buy a house. Who knows?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, anybody else?
Me.
Okay, please.
I don't have pens, money, coins, nothing. What I have is the geometry game that my grandfather used it when he was in the elementary school, and that's very valuable for me.
My goodness. Hey, that's nice. You're right. Maybe those are everyday use objects, but they can be very valuable when they have any sentimental value because they belonged to anybody who we loved. But in this case, it is a very old geometry set. So
very old.
Hey, that's so nice. I think it is valuable.
A lot.
All right. Thank you, Jessie. Moni, please.
Yes, well, I think if it's something sentimental value, I keep the thing. For example, if it's a ring or necklace, something that I can wear. But if it's an art chair or paintings or something like that, I prefer to sell. I need money.
That's it. You know what? I have also thought, okay, maybe we are keeping the things for the future because we don't know what's going to happen. But what would it happen to me if I suddenly died and I didn't enjoy of everything I had? So maybe it is much better to enjoy things when you are here, when you are fine, than waiting for the future because future never knows what's going to happen.
Yes, I agree with you, Maggie.
Okay, thank you. What do you think about it, Edgar? Please talk to us.
Well, as I said, maybe if the antique is mine, I mean, I bought it, maybe I will sell it. And depends on the money because, as you said, some antiques gets more valuable at the past of the years. So maybe this year is worth, I don't know, 10,000 pesos, but the next year is double or triple. So maybe I will wait for 2 or 3 years, but If I have necessities of, I want to, I don't know, travel or something expensive, but I can buy it with that money, yes, I will do it. I will sell it.
Yes, you're right. Okay, thank you very much, Edgar. Jesse wrote, if I were you, I would try to sell it even for the half of its price. Yes, who knows? Okay, and I keep it. I would sell it only if I have a money problem that I can solve. That's very sensible also. Okay, let's go to the next image. Okay, don't forget that we can see the video. We can watch the video in the page. We are not going to see it because I am thinking that it's my internet or maybe it's my computer that it's not very useful for watching the videos. I am working on it. I promise to fix it. Okay, and it is very time consuming also. So look at this. We are going to see some statements. Here we are. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting grammar topic. Look at this following statements. If you don't like it, sell it. If you don't ask, you'll never know. They'll be very happy if I sell it. The artist doesn't reduce the price, the customer won't buy it. What would she have done if she had inherited it? She would have kept it. If it hadn't been right, its value would have been considerably less. I wouldn't keep it unless I liked it. The customer won't buy the sculpture unless the artist reduces the price. Okay, so can you see what is the topic that we are going to talk about?
Yes.
What's the topic? Please tell me.
Conditionals.
Conditionals, yes, that's it. What are conditionals? Yes.
The second one and the third one.
Yes, that's it. We are going to talk about the fourth conditionals that we have. Here, Maria del Carmen wrote, we have at home an old stereo that belongs to my husband's family. I wouldn't sell it. Maria del Carmen, that's very valuable, not only because of the money you can want by it, but also because of the sentimental value.
Yes.
Yes. That's
I
it.
think so.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, yes, you're right. We are going to talk about conditionals. You know, conditionals are a sequence of sentences that have two parts. First of all, they have a situation. For example, here, if you don't like it, what is the situation? You don't like it. The consequence, because have a consequence in a second sentence, is the situation is that you don't like it. The consequence is sell it. Okay? Here, if you don't ask, the situation is that you don't ask. The consequence is that you never know. So can't you see that we have two in one? They are compound sentences. And here, they'll be very unhappy. The situation, I sell it. That's the consequence. No, you know what? Here it is the other way around. I sell it. That's the situation. They'll be very unhappy. That's the consequence. But can't you see that it is different? What is the difference between the first two, this one and this one, and the third one?
The first one is of the first conditional. You use the present simple in both cases, and in the second is in present and using the future in the result, and in the last one, in the third one, say the result first, and then the clause of action, the action that have a consequence.
Thank
This
you.
is the consequence.
Yes, thank you
And
very
don't
much.
use the comma.
Yes,
Excellent. That was the point. That's what I wanted you to notice. We customarily use first the clause that starts with if. That's the beginning. Most of all, I mean, it is the situation. And we follow with the consequence. We separate them by a comma. But in case that we start, first of all, with the consequence and later on with the situation, then we are not going to use the comma. That's the difference. That's it. Thank you very much. So you could notice that. Yes, if we don't start with the if clause, then we don't use the comma. Excellent. All right, now let's go to the next image. Come on. Aha, here we say, what do we call these sentences? Yes, conditionals. You were right. Excellent. Hey, you have studied. Okay, so here we have the structure is if, present simple, comma, very important, result or main clause in present simple. And here we have, this is the zero conditional. And we have the next. Okay, so in the next we have if in present simple. The result with will or won't. We call it first conditional. Now we have if past perfect plus the result with would and present perfect, and we call it third conditional. And the negative conditional, we have it in here, that it uses most of all unless. We are missing the second conditional, but let's start with zero versus first conditional. You know what? They are very similar. Here we can see some sentences. Here they say, if I'm too tired to cook, I order takeout. It is the zero conditional. If I'm too tired to cook tonight, I'll order some takeout. This is the first conditional. These two sentences are very similar, but there is a difference in meaning between the two. Can you identify the difference? Read the sentences again and answer which one is a general truth and which one is a likely probability.
The zero conditional is about an attack. And the first conditional is a possibility of to do something.
Great. Anybody else's opinion?
Yes, this is the same. The zero conditional is about the general truth, and the first conditional is when something is probable to happen, but not is always true.
Excellent. So the general truths are things that everybody knows that it's a fact, that it happens. For example, if the sky is cloudy, it will rain. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't say it correctly. When the sky is cloudy, it rains. Okay, this is something general. And you know what? It can also be used when I talk about things that customary happen to me. For example, when I eat a lot, my stomach hurts. It is something that, for me, it is like something logical that happens to me. For some people, I have heard that say that when they eat a lot, a woman told me, I need to vomit. Another told me, when I eat a lot, I am really sleepy. So it is different what happened to one to other person. But if it is a situation that happens all of the time, it's like zero conditional for anyone. Let's go to the next. Here we are, the zero conditional. So could anybody help me reading, please? Let's see who my victim is. Andrea Rodriguez.
Yes. Activity 3. Grammar zero conditional. Expressing general truths, talking about routines. We can use the zero conditional to show or express a general truth. To do this, we use the present simple in both cases. If you heat ice, it melts. That is a truth. Plain and simple. Tip. With the zero conditional, we often replace if with when. When or if I drink too much coffee, I get a headache.
Thank you.
Now, okay, yes.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
Yeah, okay, yes. Talking about routines. We can also use this zero conditional structure to talk about our routines. Routines are things that we do regularly. When I wake up, I always drink coffee first. When he goes to work, he rides his bicycle. If I arrive in the morning, I check my email first.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So here we have, okay. So here we have the uses for zero conditional. Okay. So why don't we write in the chat some examples of zero conditional? Betsaida wrote zero conditional. If you put an ice under the sun, it melts. Excellent. I could say that when I visit my mom, she offers me food as before before greeting. She doesn't say good morning or hello, how are you? She says, sit down, let's eat. Okay, so it is something that generally happens when I visit my mom. It's all the time the same. Okay, so here Laura Elena wrote, when a woman gets married, she wears a white dress. Excellent. If you don't use sunscreen, you get a sunburn. Excellent, Jessie. Liz, if you a glass object, it breaks. Yes. Manuel, if you study, you learn. Hey, beautiful. Edgar, when I lift something heavy, my back hurts. Oh my, I'm sorry. But yes, it's a general truth. So Edgar, we need to use the comma. When I lift something heavy, comma, my back hurts.
Yes, Maggie.
Excellent. So Tanya, if I eat too much, I can't sleep. Excellent. And when I drink a lot of coffee, I can't sleep. Excellent. Joel, when I go to work, comma, I get my payment. Excellent. Jessie, if I don't feed my dog, he gets angry. Oh, poor baby. Very good example. Brenda, zero conditional. If I drink Coke at night, comma, I can sleep. Excellent. Dante, if I sleep in the afternoon, I can sleep well at night too. How do you do it? I can't. Maria del Carmen, if we travel to Chetumal, I will visit my brother. Okay, it's okay. You know what? This is first conditional. We are going to talk about it later. You feel sick, go to the doctor. Ah, Jessie, that's so nice. It is a mixed conditional because you are using the simple present and the imperative. That is something special. Arisbeth, when I eat, I always have a stomach ache. Oh my. Abby, if I travel to Paris, I would be the happiest. Abby, this is a different tense. Zero conditional is used for saying things that are routinary. For example, when I travel to Paris, I visit the Champs-Élysées. Okay, so Monica, when I don't sleep enough, I feel very upset. Hey, me too. That's a very good example. Tomas, if I fall asleep too late, I don't want to get up early. Hey, that's a very good example. Jessie, if I wash the dishes, my sister dries them. Oh, that's organization. Very good. Maria Guadalupe, if you throw a cup, it will break. Okay, this is first conditional. Edgar, if the day is hot, I drink a cold soda. That's zero conditional. Easy. If I go to school, I have to get up early. Excellent. Gina, if I don't study, I don't learn. Wow, good. When I go to my parents' house, I spend a great time. Hey, that's beautiful. Yes, you're right. That's the zero conditional. It's about things that happen all the time. Okay, let's go to the next. Activity 4, grammar, first conditional. My victim, Cindy. Cindy, could you help us, please? If you lay under the sunshine too long, you'll get a sunburn. Hey, Astrid, that's very good. Maria Guadalupe, if I go to work in a Sandy, I have to stop early. Hey, that's great. Okay, Cindy, hello. Maybe Cindy is having some problems with her microphone. Gina, could you help me, please? Gina, don't say.
Yes. First conditional. This form shows us something is likely in the future or very likely in the future based on a present situation or event. If it rains today, I will stay at home. If clause condition, main clause result. If plus present tense, will, can, may, must plus verb. If it rains today, I will stay at home. Sometimes we refer to the first conditional as the real conditional. I can see grammar, first conditional. We use first conditional to talk about things that are likely to happen in the future. If I fail this exam, I will retake it in autumn. Either part of the sentence can come first. You won't win if you don't train. When using if plus negative, you can use unless. You won't win unless you train.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, as far here, the first conditional is going to be used when we refer about situations that are not logical. They are possible. For example, if I win the lotto, I will buy anything. No, it is a possibility. Of course, it is not logical that I win the lotto. It is not so customary. Okay, and as far as we can see, we are going to use it with present simple plus future. Okay, let's do some examples. So, Astrid wrote, if you lay under the sunshine too long, you'll get a sunburn, a bad sunburn. Okay, that was a very good example. Beside a first conditional, if we don't pass the last test, the teacher will be sad. Yes, that is something so true. It will be very sad. Okay, Tanya, if I study hard, I will pass the exam. Hey, that's great. Excellent. And if I finish my activities, I will enjoy my weekend. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very good example. Okay, so Manuel wrote, if you don't sleep well, you'll be tired. Aha, that's very good. Jessie, if we continue preparing, we will improve our English. Excellent, very good. Maria del Carmen, if we take care of the environment, we will have enough water. Excellent, that's it. If you don't sleep enough, you will be tired tomorrow. Excellent, Liz. I wrote, if it rains, I will lay down on bed to read a good book. Fernanda, if you pay the credit card, you'll get a better credit. Excellent. Laura, if my husband doesn't work, we won't pay our bills. Oh my, but yes, he has to work. And he said, if I don't sleep well, I will feel bad the rest of the day. Yesenia, if you touch that, you will burn your finger. Oh my, you know what? It is something that our mommy said most of the times. Edgar, if I eat too much chocolate, I'll have stomachache. If I go to my father's home, I'll see my sister too. Aha, that's great. If I finish my course, I will get certified. Wow, good. Edgar, if you drive for a long time in traffic, you will be stressed. Edgar, very good. Tomas, if you study very well, you'll pass your calculus exam. Oh, that sounds difficult. If you don't know how to swim, use a life jacket. But you know what? I think that this is a mixed conditional because you are talking about simple present and imperative. Okay, next. You'll get our special combo if you come next Saturday. Astrid, pretty good. Jessie, if we don't pay attention, we will not pass the exam. Hey, that's it. Very good. Maria Carolina, if my mom had given me money, I would have bought my phone. Maria Carolina, this is a condition of 3. We are going to talk about this. All right. Let's go to the next image. Abigail wrote, if you don't know how to dance, go to a dance academy. Hey, that's a very good advice. It is also the mixed conditional. Laura Elena, I will give you a gift if I have enough money. That's great. Okay, now let's continue with the first conditional. Let me see who is going to read. Astrid, could you help us, please?
Sure. Activity 4, grammar first conditional. The first conditional is great for making promises to others or giving a warning. If you cook dinner tonight, I will do the dishes. I will do all my homework now. if you let me stay up late. If you do that one more time, I won't let you go to the party tomorrow night. If you don't pay your invoice immediately, we will cancel your subscription.
Thank you very much. Yes, those are warnings. And I promise.
If you would be like, if you misbehave, Santa won't come this Christmas.
That's a very good warning. We say that every year, all year long. That's it. Okay.
Right.
So look at this. Here we have that if you cook dinner tonight, I will do the dishes. That's a promise. What do you think about the second one? Is this a promise or is this a warning?
It's a warning.
A warning.
Like a promise.
Is it a promise?
I'll do all my homework now if you let me stay up late. It's a promise, I think.
Let's see.
Sorry, I was talking about the other one.
No, it's okay. Now let's go to the other one. If you do the one more time, I won't let you go to the party tomorrow night. That is.
That's a warning.
That's a warning.
Excellent. What about the fourth one? If you don't pay your invoice immediately, we will cancel your subscription.
Warning.
Yes, that's a warning. Why don't we do a warning? First of all, let's do a warning to a child. For example, what I say to my granddaughter, if you don't turn that cell phone off now, you won't go to play with your cousins. And I tell you because I'm your grandma. Warning. Okay, so what about you? What do you warn to your babies?
My mom used to say it. She used to like to say it. If you don't finish your meal, you won't get a chocolate.
Hey, that was very intense. Or all Mexican mothers say, if you continue behaving like that, you will suffer the chanclazo. Oh.
Right.
All right, Betsaida, I will call the police if you don't do your homework. Okay. Edgar, if you don't sit down, I will.
Or the viejo de costal too.
My mom said me when I was a teenager, if you don't clean your room, you will know me.
That's a warning. You know what? I think that it was the most terrific, the most terrible. You will know me. And they say also, and what will I do to you if I find it? No.
Yes, it's classical.
Yeah, that's a classic. Okay, Jessie wrote, if you don't finish your housework, you won't go out with your friends. Oh, that's a classic also. To my baby girl, if you don't eat, we won't go to the park. Oh, that's terrible for kids. You know, if you don't eat, you don't go to the party. That's for teenagers. Yesenia, your nose will grow if you tell. Yes. That's for little toddlers. If you don't put the table, you won't eat. Oh my, that's so intense. If you don't order your room, you won't go to the movies. No. Edgar, my mom used to tell me, if you don't eat all your meal, you won't leave the table. You know what? I do the same to my granddaughter. Eat all of your vegetables. Unless you eat your vegetables, you won't go out from here.
Yes, the same for me.
Oh my, if you don't keep quiet, I'm going to get you out of the classroom. That's it. You know what, Adrian? It is very good. We can also use going to, not only the simple present. Anyway, going to is also future. So it's okay. Maria del Carmen, if you don't take care of the computer, I won't buy another. Jesus Christ. Jesse, if you clean your room, you will go to the party. That's great. And if you don't have good behavior during the year, Santa will not bring you toys. Oh, that's the classic for little kids. And it works. It really works. If you don't pick up your things, you won't go out. Oh my, that's it. My favorite. If you don't clean up that closet, you will get creatures in the closet. That's it. You finish your food. If you finish your food, you won't go to the recess. No, if you don't finish your food, you won't go to the recess. That's a teacher. So if I don't arrive early home, I will miss the English lesson. No, that's awful. Maria Guadalupe, if he doesn't do his job, he won't go to the party. Yes, that's a fact. Dante, if you don't hurry up, I'll go alone. Dante, that's the masculine one. My father used to tell my mother, if you don't hurry, I will go alone, even you are the invited one. When they were invited, when my mommy was invited to a teacher's party, she was all of the time making up and doing her best. And so my father used to say, if you don't hurry, I'll go alone. And it happened that the invitation was for my mother. So that was so fun. So Jesse, if you don't hurry up, you will stay at home alone. That's for babies and it is terrifying. Laura, my mom said, if you disobey me, you will have a conversation with your dad. That's terrible, terrible, terrible. And Maria Carolina, if you don't work every day, I won't have money for the holidays. Yes, that's it. So Edgar, a teacher used to say, if you don't say it in English, you won't go to the bathroom. That's the classic.
Yes.
And please, please, teacher. No, say it in English.
In English, yes.
And all of the classroom saying in whispering.
And you learn. You have to.
Yeah, you do. All right. Now let's go to the next. Here we go. This is a grammar practice. So could you help me writing the answers in the chat? It says, if you mix I some coffee, we have the option A or V. Okay.
B.
B.
You cook some eggs, I will make some coffee. Great. Yes, the answer is B. Yay, good. Okay, let's go with 2. My brother, his car this afternoon, if he enough time.
A.
A. My brother will wash his car this afternoon if he has enough time. Hey, yes, you're right. It's letter A. Now let's go with 3. James, some books. If he to the library. Hey, you all are right. James will borrow some books if he goes to the library. Wow, pretty good. 4, let's go with 4.
A.
Yes. Hey, you're right. If I need more money, I will find a bank machine. Wow, pretty good. Let's go with 5. Sarah, a doctor, if she's still sick tomorrow.
C.
B. Aha, hey, you're right. Yes, Sarah, we'll see a doctor if she still feels sick tomorrow. Wow. Let's go with 6.
B.
B.
We will watch a movie tonight if we feel bored. Hey, you're great. Let's go with 7.
A.
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 Aha. Our class finishes early. I will go home to study. Hey, good. Pretty good. Let's go with 8. Finally, 8.
B.
If Thomas and Michael need my help later,
I will help
I
them.
will help them. Excellent. Yes, they are really good. Excellent. Okay. What? I guess you get it. Okay, second conditional. We start with problems. Oh my. So let me check who is going to be my victim. Monitor Joel. No, no. I'm joking. Tanya, please. Could Tanya help us?
I'm sorry, yes.
All right.
Grammar, second conditional. It's important and complex because we use to give advice, talk about unlikely, impossible situations, imagine a different present time or imagine a possible future time, express regret or wish for a different reality. If clause condition, main clause, result. If past simple, will, could, might, plus verb. Example, if I won the lottery, I will travel around the world.
Excellent. Yes. You know what? I would like to tell you, thank you very much. Guess what?
You're welcome.
The very difficult part of this conditional is that in the translation it sounds strange because here we say, if I won the lottery, si gané la lotería, travel around the world, viajaría alrededor del mundo. The problem is in here, if I won the lottery. The explanation for this is that in Spanish, we have the subjunctive. We have basically three verb modes. We have the imperative, the subjunctive, and the infinitive. But in English, it only exists imperative and infinitive. It doesn't exist the subjunctive. So in Spanish, we can translate it in subjunctive. Si ganara la lotería. But as it doesn't exist into English, so we have to do it in past, in simple past. That's the reason. Okay. So yes, in this tense, we are going to express something that is not real in the present. But if it could be real, it would change many. For example, here we have, if I won $1 million, si yo ganara $1,000,000, I would put the bank, I could buy an airplane, I might give it all away. So here we are going to use would or some other auxiliaries like could or might. Here the main clause says, I would put the money in a bank if I won $1 million. So it's the same, but we are going to start with the main clause. Okay, here we have use the second conditional to talk about things that are unlikely to happen. They are not possible. If I were taller, I would play in the NBA. Either part of the sentences can come first. I would practice before if I were you. Using if plus he, she, it was is very common today. If he was feeling better, he would come. Okay. Do you have any question? No? Anybody?
No. Yes, I have a question, Maggie.
Aha.
In the example number 3,
Yes.
if I would practice before if I were you. I don't understand that example.
Into Spanish it says, yo practicaría antes si fuera tú. So they are starting from the main clause, not for the if. Maybe
yes.
we change it. If I were you, I would practice before.
Yes.
It sounds a little more understandable.
Okay.
But is what we are going to do this to change, to switch the order when we want to do emphasis.
Okay.
When we want to sound very emphatic.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Maggie.
Okay, let's go to the next.
I have another question.
Yes, please.
Then in this conditional, we use I were, nor I was.
Aha. In this, just in this case, we are going, oh my, don't go. Well, okay. Yes, we are going to we are not going to use was. For example, I could say, if she were here, we could go to the movies. If she were here, we could go to the movies. But she's not here, so we are not likely to go. Okay? What I want to stress is that we are not going to say if she was, even though we know that the correct form of to be for she is was. But as we are talking about conditionals, then we say if she were.
Okay, for all the pronouns, for all the persons.
Persons, excellent.
Thank you.
My pleasure, thank you. Okay, so let's go to the next. First versus second conditional. And my victim today is Manuel, a boy. Manuel, hello. Don't
Hello.
say hi. Okay.
Okay. The first conditional is using real situations, actions with a likely result. We will pay 3% more if you complete the project by next week. This is a likely possibility. But the second conditional is for unreal or unlikely situations in the present or future time. If you were complete this project by next week, we would pay 3% more. It does not seem possible or likely that the company can complete the project by next week, so we won't pay 3% more. The use of would and the past simple change the meaning from real to unreal.
Aha, thank you very much. Yes, that's what we were talking about. Into Spanish, we say, si sucediera, si fuera, but it doesn't happen. That's why we don't have the subjunctive. That's why we use it in this way. Okay, so do you have any questions? Are so good?
No questions, Maggie.
No questions. Wow. I don't know if I am a very good teacher or you are very good students. Maybe both.
You are a very good teacher.
But you are really great. Okay, let's go to the next. Oh my, second conditional. It is exciting. Unlikely and impossible situations. So, anybody else? Tomás, come on. Let's read. Tomás. Tomás. Hey, don't sleep. Don't go. Don't leave me alone. Don't be shy. Maybe Tomás. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
And unlikely and impossible situations. We use the second conditional to say what is possible or unlikely. Imagine a different present time or imagine a possible future time. Express that we see for a different really. And I would exercise a lot more if I had time. Equal, I would like time to exercise more, but it isn't likely that my schedule will change. If their company had a better reputation, we would consider them for the contract. Equally, but it's unlikely we will consider them for a contract. If I could, I would make conditional tenses disappear. Equally, but I can't, it isn't possible. And finally, my commute to work will be so much shorter if I live outside the city limits. Equal, but I don't live in the city, so shorter commute is impossible.
Thank you very much. Yes, you know what? Yes, they talk about unlikely and impossible situations. So what attracted my attention was this one. Here, this one. If I could, I would make conditional tenses disappear, but I can't. It's impossible. You know what? I would also make conditional tenses disappear if I could. All right. What attracted also my attention is this one. Here they say, my commute to work would be much shorter. Do you know what's the commute? What does it mean?
Like your route to
Your
go to work?
way?
Your way?
That's it. When you have a routinary way to any other part, it is your commute. For example, your commute to work, your commute to school, your commute to the mall. When you take all of the time the same route, it is your commute. Okay, well, yes, they are used for unreal situations. Why don't we imagine something unreal? Okay, here Jesse Romero wrote, if I could travel in time, I would visit my grandfather. Oh, Jesse, that's beautiful. Moni, if I were the president, I would protect the animals. Hey, that's nice. If I met a famous scientist, I would ask about his experiments. Maria del Carmen, that's great. If I met the Queen of England, I would be her friend. Oh, that's nice. Betsaida, very good. If I were rich, I could travel to Tahiti. Oh, that would be nice. Betsaida. If I saved a lot of money, I would buy a Lamborghini. Oh, Tanya, if I were rich, I would help poor people. Manuel, I would buy a new car if I had money. Oh, Manuel, that was a very good example. The structure is with the main clause first. It's really good. Liz, if I had studied more, I could have a better score in the English test. Liz, you know what? We are not going to use had. If I studied more, I could have a better score. Joel, if I were Blue Demon, I could be famous. Yes. Betsaida, if I had superpowers, I could fly around the world. Wow. Hey, that sounds cool. Edgar, if I were famous, I would travel around the world. Great. Astrid, if I had the power, I'd make strong laws to preserve nature and respect animal life. Astrid, that's wonderful. And if my mom come on weekend, we would eat together. If my mom came in past, Jessie, if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. Aha, that's it. Dante, if I were a rich man, I would not work anymore. Oh, that's great. Marisol, if I had a good job, I would give my parents a great house on the beach. Oh my, that's beautiful. Yesenia, if I didn't have to study, I could sleep. Oh, yes, that's great. Laura, if I bought a chocolate cake, I would eat entire. Oh, yes, chocolate is delicious. All right, so you know what? I guess that you have got it. Okay, so Jessie, you would be asking me a lot. You wouldn't be asking me a lot if you paid attention to the teacher. Hey, that's great. If I were a witch, I could fly to my show. That's great. Okay. You know what? We can do something. I would visit my parents if I had more money. We are going to do a very nice exercise now. Look at this. I will give you the starting for a sentence, and you are going to finish with it. So, if I had a dad, I would what? Hello? Any idea about it?
I will be clean.
Great. Okay. Now, if I were clean, I
will go to a movie theater.
Feel relaxed.
I would what?
Feel relaxed.
Okay, I would feel relaxed. Okay, so here. If I felt relaxed, I could
sleep well.
Read a book.
Exactly the
I
same.
could sleep reading a book. Reading a book. Okay. Now, the idea is, if I slept reading a book, I
will dream.
I would have nice dreams.
I will dream.
I would
With a principal.
I would dream about the purple prince. It's a color. Why of all the time it has to be? No, the prince. Okay. If I dreamed, in American English is dreamed, in British English it is dreamt. If I dreamt about the purple prince, I would
marry him.
Be happy.
Would be happy. Okay. So my conclusion is, if I want to be happy, I have to have a bath.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? When you are talking about conditionals with your students, this exercise is great because they can not only practice the conditionals, but also make their imagination fly and construct very nice and very funny things. And the conclusion has to be, of course, something maybe shocking, maybe funny, or maybe something unexpected. All right.
Okay. That was great.
It's a nice exercise.
Yeah, I like it very much.
Very funny.
Okay. Oh, look at this. Here, if I had money, I would buy a lot of food, a lot of tacos and chocolate. Okay, so if I would visit my parents, no, I would visit my parents if I had more money. Oh, yes, I would. Okay, I would sleep so good. If I had not bought unnecessary things, I would have money. Oh my, yes. Abby, you know what? This is the third conditional. Okay, so let's go to the next. Ta-da! Here we go. Second conditional. It is also for giving advice. So we often use this form to give advice, especially if we want to be polite or professional. If I were you, I would, okay, it's what I was telling to you. Notice the use of were with I, not was. If I were you, I would be honest about what happened. If I were you, I would study a little bit every day. You'll be more likely to succeed, or etc., etc. If I were you, I would tell them that we cannot negotiate the cost. Okay. So if I were you, I would sleep early today. Or I don't know, you know what? I want to tell you something about my life. I am a divorced person. I live with my daughter and his family, his husband, his daughter, of course, my grandson and my grandchild. And I work from Monday to Sunday, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 or 12 in the night. I don't see my friends. I just chat them by WhatsApp. So my life is a chaos. Why don't you give me a piece of advice?
If
If I were you, I will take a huge vacation.
Yes, exactly. I will take a vacation.
Yes. Why don't we write it in the chat so I can have all of your advice? Okay. Abby wrote, Fernanda, if I were you, I would enjoy my free time. Oh my, I don't have free time. That's a problem. And I like to add up that I don't have a boyfriend. So that's not a problem. That's nice. Okay, if I were you, I wouldn't work that long. Yes. If I were you, I would need more time to relax. Yes. If I were you, I would travel around the country. Oh, yes. If I were you, I would look for a boyfriend. I know. If I were you, I would take huge vacations. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, Astrid, you should get a day off a week and use it to rest and spend it with friends. Hey, yes, Astrid, you're right. So you say that if you were me, you would rest and spend it with friends. That's nice. At least if I were you, I would try to not to work so much and spend money. I don't know, and spend time with my family. Yes. If I were you, I would go to the karaoke tonight with friends. Yeah, I would do it if I could. If I were you, I would visit my friends. Excellent. If I were you, I would take one leisure activity. If I had time. If I were you, I would enjoy yourself. Yes. If I were you, I would take a time for me, buy on a spa. Oh, yes. If I were you, I would look for an activity for relaxing like dance, yoga, on a day at the week. If I exercises, if I were you, I would make some time for myself. you, I would enjoy every moment. Hey, that's great. If I were you, I wouldn't work all the time. Yes, you are very wise. You are great. Yes. If I were you, I would try to organize my time giving priorities and choose the best options. That is so smart. Yes, you're right. Thank you very much. You know what? Your advice is invaluable. Oh, let's go to the next, second conditional. Just for fun. You know what? I need to work with the third conditional. So I am going to let myself keep this activity. Second conditional. We have already done it. No, please. If I, it's what I wish. I wish I were rich. No, I wish I was. He wishes he were taller. It is used whenever we are doing things that are not possible. If I were rich, I would or I could or I might travel around the world. If she were rich, she could quit his job or her job. Oh. If I were you, I wouldn't take things seriously. No, I don't. That's great. If I were you, I would drink a wine or glass all night for relax. Hey, that's a good piece of advice. Okay, let's look for this. But as we have just seen, in spoken English, it is regular to hear someone saying or to say, I wish I was rich. I wish I was rich. If I was rich, I'd travel a lot. You know what? Something like this happened into Spanish. Into Spanish, we don't know very well how to manage some of the tenses. In English, it happens the same. So that's why it is common to listen. People say, I wish I was. I remember I had a Jamaican friend, and he used to tell me, hey, this is more big. And I said, David, no, it's bigger. He used to say, no, more big. And I said, no, it is not more big, it's bigger. And he insisted. He said, hey, I am a native speaking English. And I said, yes, I am an English teacher. So we were fighting because he said that it was not correct. But it's something like into Spanish. Grammar practice. No, I need to go to the third conditional. Here it is. Third conditional. It focuses on a past event or situation that cannot be changed, or an unreal past event situation. Another way to think about it is an event or situation that did not happen. Example, if close condition plus main condition or the result. If in past plus perfect, if I had won the lottery, I would have traveled around the world. As far as we can see, here we are going to manage this in past perfect, okay? And we are going to use the main clause with have plus present perfect. It's into Spanish we say, si yo hubiera ganado la lotería, yo habría, this is habría, would have, viajado alrededor del mundo. Okay, so this is third conditional. Here they say grammar, third conditional. We use the third conditional to talk about imagined things in the past. If clause, past perfect. If I had seen him, to show the consequence of the if clause. If I could, or if I might, or if I may have told you, we don't use would in the if clause. If we would have left earlier, no, it's if we had left earlier, we wouldn't have missed the plane. Okay, so you know what? My only example is this. Here, if I hadn't had time to explain third conditional to you, I have to read. This is my example. As far as I remember, we did an exercise some classes ago, and we were talking. I asked you if you had been in the Twin Towers in September in 2011, and even Astrid corrected me. She told me it was not September 11th. It was not September 2011. It was September 11, 2001. It is the same thing. Okay. Okay. So Jessica wrote, if I had studied earlier, I could have been resting now. Betsaida, if my brother had known how difficult it is to find another job, he wouldn't have left his job. Great. Jessie, if I had eaten more Danonino, I would have grown. That's nice. Yes, I would have grown up. You know what? My father told me one day that English was not going to be my life. So if I had obeyed my father, I wouldn't have been here working with you. Okay, so Maria del Carmen wrote, if weather had been nice, we would have Zoom in past participle. Zoom. Excellent. Hey, that's pretty good. Laura, if I had gotten married with a millionaire, I wouldn't have had economical problems. Hey, that's great. Pretty good. If she had eaten less cake, she wouldn't have gotten sick. Oh my, yes. Well, if I had trained more, I would have won the competition. Wow. Hey, those are really good examples. I think that you got it. So, what? I think that you won't have any problems about it. But just in case, if you had any complication, please don't contact me by mail, and so I will help you as far as I see your message. Here, if I had woke up earlier, I could have arrived on time to my appointment. Holy, that's a very good example. Manuel, if I hadn't studied, I wouldn't have passed the test. Hey, good example. Marisol, if I had, if I hadn't been in the gym, I wouldn't have had a good physical condition. Or the opposite, if I had been or if I gone to the gym, I would have had a good physical condition. Hey, that's pretty good. Excellent. Okay, kids. And Jessie, if you hadn't known your friend, you wouldn't have obtained that antique. Aha, that's it. Yes, you're right. If I had enough money, I could get the surgery. That's the second conditional. Jessie, if I had had a lot of money, I could have left working. Oh, yeah. If I had bought the new computer, I would have given you the old one. Abigail, if I had exercised, I wouldn't have been bad in my weight. Cindy, if I had eaten healthily, I wouldn't have worried about my weight. Hey, excellent. Thank you very much. So, you know what? I think you're right. Everything is okay. So if I hadn't put a lot of salt to the salad, it would have been tasted delicious. Oh my. Okay, if you had gone vacations, you would have had lots of fun. Yes, if I had had the power, I could have fired all the corrupt politicians. Hey, that's great. If we had finished on time, have we would have played Kahoot. Oh yes, we have we have not played Kahoot for 2 days, but I promise next class we do it. We will do it. All right, kids, I thank you so much. I think that this class was so intense. So I thank you so much, and meet you next class, next Monday. Don't forget to do all the exercises in the platform so that you can have better scores. And remember that the minimum score for getting the grade is 8. So if you have under 8, you are not going to pass. So most of the scores in this course, of course, is the grammar and conversation class, but also very important exercises in the platform. Okay? Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a very good night.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thank
Marie.
you.
Have a nice
You too,
weekend.
please.
Likewise.
Everyone, have a great
Please
weekend.
rest the weekend, please, Teacher Maggie. Rest.
Thank you. Yeah,
Monday.
I will try. I will try to do it. Thank you.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
the next
Bye,
Monday.
everybody.
Excellent.
Have a nice
Bye.
weekend.
Weekend.
Likewise. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.